Right now, there's more people in the country watching the new season of House of Cards than there are watching where they're going while driving. Mainly because they're busy texting. Did you see the new House of Cards? Smiley face, smiley face. Gotta stop texting before I hit a tree. Smiley face with sunglasses on. LOL, LO. Just hit a tree. Bleeding profusely, bleeding profusely. Frowny face, frowny face, frowny face. Really need to stop texting. We'll text you back after they skin graft part of my ass to my neck. Frowny face. Unfortunately, House of Cards has become a boring sack of propaganda, subtly infecting America with pro-Wall Street chunky corporatist vomit. This season is couched in the idea of ending entitlements, such as Social Security. As President Frank Underwood says to America, you are entitled to nothing. But entitlements are actually benefits you and every American earned by working your off your whole life for some corporate tyrant who still thinks your name is Carl. It's Charles. Charles, you asshole, all right? I babysit your 3-year-old, and he knows it's Charles. So calling these benefits entitlements is like calling your 11th grade prom date an entitlement, even though you spent a solid year of your life following her around, carrying her books, growing that pathetic little boy beard, and learning to play the guitar instead of the drums because she thought it was cool. She was no entitlement. You worked to score that date. And here's what the producers of House of Cards don't want you to know. Hired as a consultant for the show is a man named Jim Kessler, the co-founder of Third Way. And yes, Third Way sounds like a twisted sexual fetish group for DC insiders and Masonic wannabes. Well, there's heterosexual, there's homosexual, and then there's that third way, all right? Where you use your feet, the other guy uses his elbows, and you both have to wear construction goggles. You'll go blind. You'll go blind. But no, Jim Kessler's Third Way is a Wall Street-funded organization that calls itself democratic while doing to our social safety net what this season's writers have done to House of Cards. Gut it until it's hollowed out and meaningless. So Kevin Spacey says things like, entitlements are sucking us dry, and it's taken as fact. But they're not. Social Security is solvent for the next 27 years, longer than the Earth will be around, all right? And when it's no longer solvent, there are easy places to find that money, such as our bloated military. We dump so much money down the Pentagon's gullet, it's pissing green, all right? Recently, Congress put another $120 million into the M1 Abrams tank program, even though military planners have asked time and time again for Congress to stop funding it. When is Congress going to realize that no means no? All right? There are 2,000 unused, unwanted tanks stacked in the California desert, which makes it one of the saddest examples of our gruesome military expenditures, but one of the coolest places to have a high school rager. Oh my God. Oh my God. Seriously though, 2,000 tanks. There are almost as many tanks sitting unused in the desert as there are Dolly Parton albums, and yet we can't fund Social Security? 226. She has 226 albums. Look in my eyes. I'm serious. Look, doing away with Social Security is madness. If you did that, there would be ancient people wandering around begging for change like Night of the Living Dead, all right? The streets would be crawling with crypt keepers and grand zombies, just asking you crazy questions. Can you help me find a phone book? A phone book? Phone books went extinct before pterodactyls. And speaking of pterodactyls, you might want to consider cutting your fingernails. Don't you get it? Don't you get it? Social Security is our way of paying old people to stay home. That's what it is. We're like, here's $60, Grandma. Just stay in your house and collect tiny crystalline cats until death comes a knocking. Your calcium-enriched yogurt is on me this month, all right? Just don't get behind the wheel of your 1965 automobile overflowing with used Kleenex and Drive straight through a farmer's market with your left turn signal still blinking. Do we have a deal? You know what? Fine. You want to get rid of Social Security, be my guest. But you have to find something to do with the old people. My recommendation, send them to the sweatshops where we get our clothing made, all right? Look, you and I are both against child labor. Let's look into elder labor, all right? We need T-shirts that cost less than a Pepsi, and they need a hobby. It's a perfect match. They like to sew. They like when it's hot as balls outside, and it's not called a sweatshop for nothing. All right? Or we could stick with what we've been doing with Social Security, and it's been working great for 80 years.